That
So
could
I
be,
think the biggest thing is I'm not a Democrat. If I wanted somebody to be president right now,
yeah, right now.
can we actually just go back 8 years ago when Bernie Sanders was younger? Because that's who I would have wanted. I would have loved to have seen how our country would have been if we had a Bernie Sanders president. Bye, Benita. Presidency.
I, I'm not too big of a Bernie fan.
No,
I
that's
was just gonna
totally
say
fine.
I'd probably have I'd probably have JD Vance. I mean, I actually think he's smart. I think the thing that a lot of people don't like about Trump is his I don't know, his the way he antagonizes people, and I understand that, but I feel like there are some good things you can get behind with him. Definitely, like I feel like even someone who is not part of the party can get behind some good things with them. Like there's some good things
With
you can get
Donald
behind with other people.
Trump?
Just a handful.
No.
You can't think of a handful.
I mean, I can tell you things that I thought that he did well in his first presidency. So, for
I mean,
example, he made
listen, we're
animal
only a year
cruelty.
in. We're only a year in.
We're not even a year in, and that's the
Yeah,
scary part.
exactly. So we got
But
time. We
so
got
I'll
tons
go
of
through
time.
this really quickly since you're asking me to give things that were good. Project Warp Speed, which is what pushed out the C-19 vaccination. I think that did help a lot of people overall. Um, he made animal cruelty a felony, which is highly important. And then he also extended the marine bio life observation and like funding bill that went through there. I can't ever remember what the exact title of it is. So, like, those are things that I think that he's done well. I would give him the most praise in the world if he just let us roll up an hour next year and then we never rolled back. And daylight savings time. Roll us up an hour and we never go backwards. Never get
Is
that
that
hour
really?
back.
Is that really?
Yeah, dude, like
Well,
I would give him so much credit if we just ended daylight saving time. Because he talked about that in his first term. And then it just never happened.
stupid.
Like Donald Trump is also the reason why the TikTok ban ever went into effect, anyways, because he's the first person in 2017 that talked about banning TikTok. Like, let's be so for real, guys.
I do kind of
Like,
get that. I do kind of get that, but at the same time, it is a big. I don't know. There's just so many kids who just. There's a lot of bad shit. Am I allowed to
there's a
curse?
lot of bad shit on Facebook, aka Meta.
Yeah, I think all these social media should be not banned, but be restricted to some age level. I
You
mean,
can't.
I know, but I
No,
wish it could.
you
'Cause
literally can't. And
Twitter's the
also,
worst. Twitter's the
sorry,
worst.
TikTok has an age limit. You have to be at least 13 to use it. Granted, the problem is that kids are not dumb. They know how to lie about their age, and so they do.
They
But
should do like a verification. Like, I don't some apps have like a face scan shit, or is that just me? Is that
some,
I feel
I
like
would
I think
imagine.
Tinder has that or something.
I mean, dating apps, sure, it's odd. But there's like bad social media everywhere. Twitter right now is a cesspool with it, with all of the
Yeah,
videos of
Twitter's
what
terrible.
occurred yesterday. Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand why.
I was watching it
Um,
live on
gosh,
his Instagram live.
what's the colloquial term for that? It's not. Oh, the snuff videos are still up on that site right now.
Yeah, pretty much everything is available on Twitter.
Yeah. So like that's not a
That's
good.
probably the worst one.
Yeah, it is. So, like, am I
Or
saying
Reddit.
that TikTok is perfect? Absolutely not. Neither is any other application. And I got to stop saying their names because TikTok is a sensitive little child. Um,
Are they sensitive?
yeah. It's very sensitive about other app names. It's a very jealous app. It likes to be the only app that is ever on other people's minds. TikTok is apparently king. We'll just say that. I hope that makes
I
you
don't
feel
even
better.
like TikTok. I'm an Instagram guy. Yeah,
Gotta
I'm
stop saying the names. You can say IG, man. Say IG.
oh, IG. I'm an
Yeah.
IG guy. Sorry.
And that's fine. I hope you realize that the majority of reels that you see are really TikTok videos.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
but I feel better about
That's the
myself.
only reason why I downloaded it is because people are like, you know, you're just watching TikTok videos. I was like, oh, maybe I do need to download it. But I'm just being honest though, man. Like, Donald Trump is the reason why we have the TikTok ban in the first place. He's the reason we saw all the Republican senators, specifically within his first term of presidency, grilling the CEO of ByteDance and asking him, "Where's my cutback?" Because they were so insulted that TikTok wasn't trying to pay them hush money in Congress because they're so used to getting kickbacks, which I thought was some of the dumbest shit. Like the people that don't remember the Republicans in Congress that did that. Or they forget the fact that the Republicans in Congress, their standalone bill that would have banned TikTok on its own, right? Failed in Congress on its own vote. So they had to throw it in the necessary required appropriations bill that was required to keep the government funded, right? In order to get it to pass. So people act like this was this huge bill that, like everybody wanted because it was bipartisanly voted on. Like it literally passed the Senate with 78 yeses, okay? So like majority voted on it, okay? And they make it out like, yeah, see, the Democrats wanted this TikTok ban. No, it was Republicans that wrote the bill, had to ask them to put it in the appropriations bill, and it had to pass so that our military personnel, our federal workers, continued to get a paycheck. And the government didn't shut down. Because people forget that if the government shuts down, our military armed service members are no longer getting paid. Unless they happen to bank with USAA or Navy Fed. Oh, they also don't get paid. They still have to go to work every single day without getting paid. And there are only certain banks that like give them an advance on their salary if they bank with them. Only certain banks will give them advance on their government salary despite the fact that the government is shut down. Somebody would ask me that. I'm sorry. Somebody literally asked me, why would it be a bad thing that military aren't paid? Military service members deserve to be paid. I don't care. You don't have to support the military. You don't have to support sending troops to war, but you better support the people that signed up for service because it is a voluntary service. Fuck it.
And then I think the last topic I want to talk about before I go is I feel like I've been hogging up the line, or I don't know if I don't know. The last dude called for a while, so I was like, okay, maybe
you're good. What's up?
I just I'm gonna get your stance, at least on like this is kind of a am I allowed to? I guess I am obviously allowed to do a controversial one. Like pro-life, choice. I know it sounds wrong to say, but I'm gonna assume where you stand, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Pro-choice, and pro-choice just means it's none of my business what somebody else does.
Listen, I would totally get that if I wasn't a Catholic. Totally would be for that if it just wasn't against
I'm going to help you with something. There is nowhere in the Bible that says abortion is wrong, nor does it ever clearly say that abortion is murder. There is nowhere in the Bible that actively condones abortion. That is all specifically priests interpreting incorrectly the biblical text, right? I would encourage you to go look up Dan McClellan. He's on all of the apps, including on IG, and go watch some of him. Like, he actually does videos where he breaks down the biblical texts in regards to abortion. There are actual recipes within the Bible, like literally Numbers 5, verses 11 through 31, that walks a priest through how to force a woman to have a miscarriage, which would be an abortion, because it's forcing it to occur. You have Deuteronomy, I believe it is 21 verse 22, and the verses after that, where it talks about that if a man injures a woman or attacks a woman and causes her to miscarry, but there is no further harm to the woman, then the family is only entitled to monetary value. And of course, this is all in the Old Testament, where everything's a life for a life, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, etc. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if the woman suffers any injuries, then the man that is the assailant must suffer the same injuries, but only if it occurs to the woman. So even in God's eyes, the fetus, the unborn child, is not considered a fully formed human life.
Listen, I mean, I can't pull the biblical text out of my ass, unfortunately. But
that's fine. This is something that I'm aware of and I keep track of, and it's something that I studied. So I'm encouraging to look up Dan McClellan.
I just am gonna say this is the reason I feel the way I did is I grew up as a Catholic. I was taught from the moment from pre-K, I guess you could say. I mean, not pre-K. I probably didn't start learning that like middle school through high school. That the moment conception happens is the moment the child is in the womb, and that is the moment that
Oh, that's scientifically
life
incorrect.
begins. Listen. I fair enough if that's how you feel.
No, I mean
Totally.
that is science. So I'm gonna 30 to
I know, but this is
50%
just
of
how
all
I feel.
fertilized embryos pass naturally through a woman. They never implant. Out of the embryos that actually implant, which means that that's when it goes in to the womb, right? And that's when it actually can start to have a life. If you're going to talk about it, then you should say that life begins at the moment of implantation, because that's the only time where it's there. If that's where you want to go, if you want to go all the way back to sperm meets egg, you have to start it at implantation, because again, 30 to 50% of all fertilized eggs never implant, so they just pass naturally through the woman's body. Out of that 70 to 50% that do implant, an additional 50 to 60% of all pregnancies end in miscarriages within the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. Pregnancy is not the end all be all, because it's already set up for failure inside of a woman's body, unfortunately. That's why when we say, like, at least for me, I would be okay with restrictions after the point of viability, because anything can happen up to that point. And if that fetus cannot live on its own outside of a woman's body, then at that point it is always reliant upon the mother, and it is always dangerous to the mother's life until it can be safely removed and living on its own, breathing past the point of viability if anything were to occur. And even then, if something happens to the mother while she's pregnant and it's past the point of viability, you have 5 minutes, no more than 10 minutes, to get that fetus out for it to be able to live on its own.
The Catholic Church is okay with it if it's endangering
for the life of the mother. Yes.
Yes, I do know that. Even if you want to say when there is a fetus, even if we want to say that when there's a fetus, I believe that is a life. I believe that when the fetus is, forming, at least we could even say 6 months. We could even say 7 months. I believe that it has a soul, and anything that has a soul is a life. And
Genesis teaches us that you are not alive until you take your first breath.
Well, that's what God says. Breathe into the nostril.
I breathe life into you.
Yeah, but
yeah. So that's when your soul enters your body. Yeah, I'm just telling you. If you, it's all fine and dandy, but I think people forget that if you truly believe in God, if you truly believe in the Word of God, then you believe in the written word and not what priests have interpreted. Also, TikTok, you guys stop tapping. Get to tapping.
I just believe in what I've been taught. I believe in God.
Okay, so
creator of heaven and earth, and I'm not a biblical. Like, I don't read a lot. I'm not.
Let me ask you a quick question. It's okay.
Doctrine.
That's fine. I encourage you to look up Dan McClellan when you have time. But what state are you in by chance? This isn't
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. So if a woman in Arizona has an abortion at 9 weeks, a medical abortion at 9 weeks, how does that affect you in Pennsylvania?
No, I mean that's fine. A medical abortion is fine. If it's affecting her life, or it's going to harm her, totally for that.
A medical abortion just means that it was given with medication, so mifepristone and then methylpristol.
Sorry, I thought you meant medical as in like.
No.
Okay, that's.
So it's a medication. How does it affect you personally in Pennsylvania?
I just believe that it doesn't affect me directly, but I just feel like it affects God. I mean, these are God's children, and seeing one die just because it's smaller than the other, I just believe that it's not right. I mean, there is a March for Life. I do attend that in D.C. and
sorry, biblical texts do not support that in any way, shape, or form.
All right. Well, I'll do my research on that, but I agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. I believe in pro-life. You believe in pro-choice. That's
Well,
fine.
I would
That's
encourage
fine. We're
this
all
for
going to
you.
be
Just
divided.
remember that God says that He is the one that is the final judge, right? You,
Well,
us as
Jesus is
individuals,
the final judge on Judgment
and
Day.
us as individuals are not supposed to judge another person, correct?
I mean,
So it is not
in
your
what kind of
job
judging?
to determine what is a sin for someone else's life. It is only your job to determine what is a sin for your own life. And I would encourage that you live by those words instead of trying to press your own morals, your own beliefs onto other individuals. And you would
I'm not.
realize that,
I'm just saying, if I have a family, this is what I would try to store into their minds and their beliefs.
and I
I'm
would
not trying to
encourage you
press
not
this
to
on
do it.
anyone.
You can teach them to love God, but also don't forget that that God teaches us not to press our own beliefs onto other people. Because guess what? Within the biblical text alone, Jesus and God both learned within those texts that hate, fear, does not sell the word of God. Love does. It doesn't bring someone into the community of God to sell it on fear or to sell it on hate. Love does. Acceptance does. So when you say that it's sinful to obtain an abortion, which isn't backed by biblical text in any way, shape, or form, then you are causing someone to fear. If you then make it out to seem like every single sin that somebody commits is going to go send you to hell, then you're selling it on fear. Try selling your religion on love, and you'll see a lot more people try to come to it. I personally don't believe in organized religion because it sells on fear and hate, not on love. And I truly believe that if the word of God is to be believed, then at least in the New Testament, God is a God of love, not a God of fear, not a God of hate.
Yeah, I believe that, and I know God is a God of love. He loves you. He loves me. He loves everyone. It's just
Cool.
I'm not
Then God
gonna
would
push
never
this on my
encourage
kids.
you to push your
He would
ideology or
never
your belief
encourage you
system.
to take away one of his. I'm not. I would never push it onto them. I would teach them about it. I would give them the tools to learn what I know and what I learned, and I would give that to them. And once they grow up, they can decide to believe in Judaism. They can decide to be a Muslim, to be agnostic. They can decide whatever they want because they have free will given to them by God. I don't care what they are. I just would try to teach them what I believe, at least so they can have good morals through their upbringing. And then they can decide whatever they want. That is what is great about life, about us being human. That's what's great about us being human.
Gotcha.
That's probably what I'm going to end with.
All right.
And thank you. Thanks, everyone, for listening. God bless this country, and thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, man. Okay. Thank you, Jay, over on the Red app. Sorry, I can't say the name, for upgrading your membership to the second level. I appreciate that so much, guys. Yeah. Gosh, I hate doing this. I hate getting into religious talks because it does usually tank everything a little bit because people don't want to listen to it. Not for long. Well, not from me. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello!
Hi, how old are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how old are you?
36.
Awesome. And do you support Trump?
I do not.
All right, man. Have a good one. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Guess not. All right. Well, I don't know if you guys realize this, but there is an active shooter situation within the country right now. The Annapolis Naval Academy is currently on lockdown. I can't find any additional information. I don't know why. It's kind of a little bit of beating my head against the wall trying to find it. I don't really enjoy that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Hey, kiddo. All I was going to tell you to go play a game. Hey, Alan, get out of my request because you're not MAGA. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Take that as a no. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello, how old are you?
I think about 51.
You think? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello?
No means no. Thanks for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes. Hello?
Cool. How old are you?
I am 41.
All right. And are you supporting Trump still?
Not particularly.
No. So are you willing and able to accept today that Donald Trump has been lying to you, specifically in this current administration?
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Okay. Are you able to tell me 3 lies that he's told in his current administration?
No, I just have a question for you. You're quite persuasive and quite intelligent. My question for you is, like, what political party amongst any country, like in the last 25 years, you think would be a good model for, if you were in charge, what country would you feel has done the best with the model of a system that you support?
See, that's really hard to say for sure, because a lot of the political system and government bodies got a little bit messed up because of C-19. But, Kelly, you make a good point. I would say probably any of the Nordic countries specifically. I would love it if we could be like Switzerland. However, Switzerland has a leg up on us. The fact that they are literally surrounded by mountains and they have a whole system in place. If anyone tried to invade them, that they would just click a button and go boom. But like Norway, Finland, Sweden, the Nordic countries have it pretty good. They also rank very high on happiness index scales.
Okay.
No, Liz, I was
Yeah,
just saying I
appreciate
like
that.
Switzerland.
Okay. No, it's just an honest question, and I appreciate your response. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good night. Okay, Felipe. Welcome back. Glad you found your way back, man. Guys, there may be hope for me yet. I don't know what the hope is. But yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like Finland is... Like, these countries are ranked high on the happiness index. Also, last time I looked, Denmark was ranked one of the highest countries when it came to women's rights.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Thank you for calling the MAGA
Doing this
support.
right after you call it Kirk done. You
Okay. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I am. Thank you for receiving my call.
No problem. How old are you?
I am 60 and a half.
Okay. I'll get to you in a moment, Moose. Remind me later. Okay. And are you still supporting Trump?
I am.
Okay. And are you willing and or able to accept today that Donald Trump has lied to you in the past and is actively lying to you today?
I can agree with that. However, all politicians lie. Let's face it. The question is...
Can you get a little bit closer to your microphone? It's a little bit difficult to hear you. When it's difficult for me to hear you, it's difficult for the stream.
Okay, I'm going to take my earbuds out. Can you hear me now?
Yes, so much better. Okay, awesome. Okay.
Okay, so there's a lot I don't like about Trump.
Okay.
And But here's the deal. I'm military. I serve at my age, and I'm in Delaware, and I know the differences between Biden and Trump. And so I've heard both sides, and it's kind of lesser of the two evils. There's the border was a major factor for me.
Oh, well, I mean, that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm not asking why you voted for him or why. No, Moose, you didn't do anything wrong. I just want to circle back to your question without forgetting it. I didn't ask why you voted for him or why you're so actively supporting him. I'm asking if you're able to accept that he's actively lying to you. And when I ask you that question, what is it that you think it does when you say, well, all politicians lie?
Well, I mean, let's face it. You can pick apart any politician, and in regards to Trump, he's a salesman. He's a businessman. So the truth
He's a
comes out
used car
sometimes, and
salesman.
sometimes it doesn't. What's that?
Said I would consider him more like a used car salesman.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. He sells those lemons.
Right. So my question to you is, if you had a choice right now, would you pick Biden over Trump?
No, Biden has cancer. He wouldn't last very long, and honestly, I think that electing somebody over the age of 75 into the president of office is tantamount to elder abuse. No one their ages should be serving as president. And I think that that should not be the case. Like, it also wasn't Biden versus Trump. This isn't about Biden versus Trump. See, here's what I find when asking these questions, right? Is when somebody wants to, run away or at least ignore what's happened, right? Or to some degree, okay? They say everybody lies or all presidents lie as a way to give Donald Trump an excuse for the actions that he takes. And you're doing it even now when you're like, who would you prefer to have right now? Biden or Trump? And this is another way for you as an attempt to excuse his actions that are, to me, inexcusable. There are no excuses for them. Yes, exactly, Dawn. It's a way an attempt to deflect away from the fact that Donald Trump his lies are actually harmful to the American people and the American populace.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Now, I mentioned Biden for a reason, so let's pretend that, like you said, he was elderly and he's starting to lose his cognizance. But the choices that they put up instead, I really have a difficult time with, and I think a lot of the American people did, and that's why, irregardless
Kamala Harris was 60 years old, man.
Well, who cares about her age?
It is important to bring up her age. I literally said that was my first thing. I said electing anybody into the office of presidency over the age of 75 is tantamount to elder abuse. She was 60 years old. Not only that, you just immediately saying that she was unqualified is also, I'm sorry, ignorance. Because what part of let's be clear. What were Obama's qualifications? Remind me.
He didn't. He was black. That's. I'm sorry. No, he was half black. So he wasn't qualified.
What were Bill Clinton's qualifications?
Okay. He had a little more in terms of qualifications, but his morality was atrocious.
Okay. What were George Bush's qualifications?
George Bush, unfortunately, I agree with you. His qualifications were his family had money. So I'm with you on that.
Aside from Donald Trump, what were the qualifications of the last president that you liked? Or that you believed was qualified? Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
And what were Ronald Reagan's qualifications to be president?
A true American.
That's not a qualification. What is it that we look at on the resume, sir? See, I think that people have an inherent misunderstanding that when we're talking about qualifications, that is a human resources term that's used when evaluating job candidates. So when we're talking about having a resume and job candidacy and qualifications, Ronald Reagan's qualification was that he was a movie star. He was an actor.
Well.
Yeah, so was Arnold Schwarzenegger. After being a movie star, after being a movie star, okay, after being a movie star, so was Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I still would not elect the man for president of the United States because just simply being a fucking governor of a state doesn't necessarily give you the qualifications to be president. So let's be clear. I want to be clear. You said that somebody that graduated with a lawyer's doctorate, right? Sorry, jurisprudence, like a juris doctorate, is not qualified. Somebody that served as an attorney does not make them qualified. Somebody that was in the United States Senate was not qualified. So then what is a qualification to be president? What is it? What are the things that you need to see on a resume that makes somebody qualified for the presidency?
Well, there you go. Just because it's on your resume doesn't make you a
That is your qualifications, sir. Again, qualifications for a job is a human resource term. It is a human resource term. It is a human resource term. So now when I'm asking you, what is it that you want to see on a resume that would make somebody qualified to be president of the United States? What is it?
Well,
since apparently I have to walk you to the water so you can understand.
No. So
yeah, and just so you know, Ronald Reagan served in Hollywood during World War II. He didn't go anywhere. He didn't fight for this country. He was in Hollywood. He was in fucking California the entire time. He saw no combat.
Desecrate a man that served during the war.
No, you like him because again he was a fucking TV personality, just like Donald fucking Trump was, a failed fucking businessman. But you want to say somebody that actually served. I just want to be clear. I love how I asked, like he immediately says that the woman was unqualified, right? The woman was unqualified, right? She served as DA. She was a fucking prosecutor. She was elected to be attorney general after she was also elected to be DA because that's also an elected position. She was elected to the Senate. So these are all elected positions. She was elected 3 times into a position of office, and that seems to be his qualifier, right? Because being governor, okay? That's an elected position. That seems to be his major qualifier, right? But he's okay with a 5-time draft dodger. A 5-time draft dodger being elected into presidency after invoking Ronald Reagan's name. Okay, Ronald Reagan was a pretty deplorable human being. He was not a great president, okay? Let's be very clear, though. What did Ronald Reagan say about immigration? Ronald Reagan was actually pro-immigration, pro-amnesty, and allowing immigrants into our country and giving them a pathway to citizenship. He's actually was nicer than me. His was 3 years. My limit is 5. I say 5 or more years, right? But he wants to invoke Ronald Reagan's name. Ronald Reagan is pro-immigration, pro-amnesty, pro-citizen naturalization process. But you want to evoke Ronald Reagan, who's Donald Trump is the exact fucking opposite. You're ridiculous. Somebody that is literally, like the majority of our Congress members are individuals that went and became attorneys for a fucking reason. Because what does the position of Congress do? Congress are the legislative body. They write the laws that we see and we enact within this country. Now, why does being an attorney make you qualified to be president? I'll tell you in a second.
You go ahead.
Being an attorney makes you qualified to be president because the executive branch of government, their business, right? The executive branch are the enforcers of the law. So having knowledge of what the law is would be important for the enforcement of said law, which, by the way, Donald Trump is actively violating articles and amendments of the United States Constitution to this day. So you want to say that he's so qualified over the individuals, right, that actually were attorneys, who is a good fucking start to be president, okay? But no, he's qualified because he's the white man. Let's be very clear that the only reason why he said that Obama was qualified is because he was a black man. Yeah, step off with that shit.
He was.
Step off with that shit. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. I really try not to go on the monologues, at least not on this topic. I don't normally need it. It's fucking crazy that somebody wants to go down that line. Holy fuck. Okay. I don't know swag, but apparently that's where they want to take it. Turned into the party of hurt feelings. Alright, Felipe. Whatever little biblical knowledge I have. I actually study and I actually read the Bible. Well, thanks, Chris. And thank you, Jay, so much for sending out 5 gifted memberships. I really do appreciate that. Oh, so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It does help me continue to do this. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I'm here.
How old are you?
I'm 47.
All right. And are you still supporting Trump?
I am supporting Trump.
Okay. Are you willing or able to accept today that Donald Trump is actively lying to you in his current administration and has lied to you in the past?
I'm not.
Oh, goodness. Can you think of a single lie that he's told?
I can't.
You can't?
No. He's the greatest president this country's ever had. By far. By far. And that's a fact. That's just a cold-hearted fact.
Where can I find this fact?
You can find it from the last 7 years that he's been in office.
Wait, he's been in office the last 7 years?
When he came down the elevator, okay? What was it?
That was more than 7 years ago.
Okay, listen. 10 years, okay? Whenever he came down the elevator.
There you go. You're closer now.
When he first ran, he said he was going to run for office, okay? I mean, he's been doing so much for the American people, for
like
business owners.
Like what?
He's bringing so many jobs back to America.
Oh,
That's
he is? Did you see the
he
jobs
is.
report?
I mean,
Did you see the jobs report? Did you see the jobs report? Hold on, caller. You said that he's bringing. No, hold on. He said he's bringing back so many jobs to America. So I would assume that you saw the jobs report that came out on Friday, right? That is from his current temporary head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, right? Did you see or read that jobs report that came out under his current administration? Cool. Would you like me to explain to you? Because what jobs are you bringing back? Well, no, you do. Actually, I do, because you said that he's bringing back all of these jobs to America. So, like, what kind of jobs? Because what I know from reading that jobs report, is that the manufacturing industry has lost 78,000 jobs just since Donald Trump has been in office.
That had 400 illegals that Americans are going to take them jobs.
That's incorrect. That's incorrect. So I don't think so. They only measure, I don't know if you realize this, but the Bureau of Labor Statistics only, thank you, Moose, only takes into account citizens.
How old are you? How old are you? Let me just ask, how old are you?
I'm in my early 30s.
You're in your early 30s?
Yeah.
You're still a child.
No, I'm not. I'm a fucking adult.
Nah, you're still a child. You have a child's mentality.
When does the frontal lobe fully develop?
You know,
when does the frontal lobe fully develop? 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 When does the frontal lobe fully develop?
I would say it fully develops for an individual person.
No, there's actually science. There's science. There is science. This is not it's based upon the person. No, this is science. Dude, you took us, let me be clear. I want to be very clear with you. You are telling me to get back on the topic that you took us off of because you wanted to go down the route of giving out an ad hominem because you are not able to address any of the points that I made. So see, when you asked me how old I am and then you called me a child when I'm actually an adult. I am an adult. I don't know if you realize this, but an adult is somebody that, unfortunately, in this country is considered to be anyone over the age of 18. I am an adult. Stop trying to infantilize me. It's fucking weird. I am an adult, okay? So when I'm asking you about when does the frontal lobe fully develop in a human, okay? It's at the age of 25. So even by scientific standards, sir, I am an adult. Though I think that your frontal lobe stopped developing at the age of 22. You've kind of already proven this because you are the one that's now crying about me asking you very specific questions because you're the one who took us off the topic. So I'm so sorry if you are offended by the fact that I'm questioning you on how you wanted to pivot away from the topic itself. Thank you, Jace, because you're the one who asked the question. So this is your pivot that I allowed you to continue to go down. Just for a moment, just to prove something. I am an adult. Stop treating me like or acting like I'm a child and stop trying to infantilize me because that's fucking weird shit, bro.
You know that? I only called into your little platform because you're a joke. I thought it would be funny because you are a joke. And
the only people that are being laughed at right now, it's you.
The adults in the room know it. Okay?
You're not an adult. You haven't acted like an adult. Do you see? So I'm gonna help you out with something. Adults are able to control themselves. You have shown a zero, like your ability of self-control, your ability to self-regulate your mouth is at an absolute zero. So during the time that we've actually started to have a conversation, I was able to go silent for you. But even now, like you just continue to try to talk over me the entire time.
Okay.
You've proven your age is not your age, and age is just a number.
You tell us why Trump isn't a good president, why Trump isn't taking out narcos and doing everything that he said he was going to do.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me go down it then. Let's see how long your regulation lasts here. I'm actually just going to go ahead and let's pull up a timer just for you. I want to see how long your regulation lasts because I don't think it's going to go for very long. But okay, we're going to go ahead and start now.
Come on,
all right,
child,
so
I'm not playing games with you.
You lasted not even a second.
Child, I'm not
You didn't even last a millisecond.
Okay?
You didn't even last a millisecond. I literally said, okay, let's get started. No, because I was literally just going to start talking. Right as I hit that, I said, okay, let's go. And then you said, let's start, child. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's time how long your crash out is for. Go ahead.
Let's time this. Come on, you fucking child. You child. Go ahead.
All right, cool.
Come on. All right.
Do I get to say it now?
listen.
Do I get to go
Listen,
through
you
my
wanna start
spot?
talking like an
Oh,
adult?
God.
Tell us
He's still
why
going.
Trump is not a good president. You tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us why. He's done everything. He's done everything and more of what we've asked for him. Go for it. Yeah, go for it, please. Please, tell us.
Are you done?
I'm letting you talk.
Okay, cool. So let's reset this. Okay. So why do I... Oh, my God.
Just be an adult.
Again, can't even last a millisecond. Okay, let's try this. All right, why do I think that Donald Trump is not a good president? Okay, let's get this started. All right. So, for one, I don't agree with a president that actively violates articles and amendments of the United States Constitution. I don't agree with a president that talks about taking over or annexing our neighbor Canada. I don't agree with a president that talks about buying another country known as Greenland, or a president that talks about taking back the Panama Canal, which was given to them through an act of Congress in 1990s, right, signed off by a president after civil unrest broke out due to our military occupation of the Panama Canal in Panama. So it was rightly giving back to them. I don't agree with a president that has outwardly lied to the American public, the American population, about promising no tax on Social Security, putting out a statement, a memo drafted to the Social Security Administration to let individuals know that are actively receiving Social Security that they are no longer being taxed on their Social Security, even though it is nowhere within the pages of H.R. 1, aka the One Big Beautiful Bill. I don't agree with a president that's actively driving our partners, or our what would have been our allies at one point in time, together across the world. I don't agree with the president that lies outwardly about ending 7 wars, even though not a single one of them have actively ended, right? They're all still ongoing. Taking credit for 2 other wars that were ended by on their own is absolutely fucking asinine and unacceptable when he's ruined our relationship with the fastest growing democracy in Asia, being fucking India, also the largest democracy in Asia. Just so everybody's aware, India has a much larger population than the United States. They are over 1 billion, okay? So yeah, he's actively ruined that. And then not only that, he's adding insult to injury by increasing the tariffs on them. He's ruined our relationship with them, which is not a good thing, right? He lies about all of these investments that are going to come into the United States of America. Not going to happen, because we already saw exactly what happened with Apple in his first term, where Apple promised $350 billion worth of investments, saying that they were going to open new plants. And then they toured him around a facility in 2019 in Texas, telling him, hey, this has been building iPads, right? But then, and Donald Trump was out on national television saying that this is a brand new plant that just started building iPads in 2019. Look and see what I did. Guess what? The plant had been open and producing iPads since 2013. He also calls all illegal immigrants criminals, which is in fact incorrect according to Arizona v. United States 2012. I'm actually impressed. You almost made it 3 minutes. So yeah, he called them all criminals, which is actually against guess what? The ruling of the United States Supreme Court, Arizona v. United States 2012, the highest court of the land. He actively goes against SCOTUS rulings that when the SCOTUS doesn't agree with him and goes against him, right? And so he's actively ignoring the fact that there are 3 co-equal branches of government, and that's why when I say he's violating articles and amendments of the United States Constitution, I mean Article 1, 2, and 3. When I'm talking about the amendments, I can tell you it's the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, Amendment and the 14th Amendment, and he's joked about violating the 12th and 22nd Amendments and the 25th Amendment of the United States Constitution. In fact, started a whole insurrection which also violated the 22nd Amendments of the United States Constitution, right? And do we want to continue? Oh, I kind of think I do. There's so many things that he's done wrong. Oh, and the 16th Amendment. Got it.
Trump. I tell you, the American people love him. The American military loves President Trump. Yes, I come from a military family.
So do I.
The military loves President Trump.
They don't.
That you don't. Yes, they do. They most certainly do. Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, we have not had one new war.
All of them, right?
Trump. And it's
one new war? I'm sorry. What happened in June? What happened in June? Okay, guys, I love this one. There's been no new wars under President Trump. Wah. But guess what? How is it there's been no new wars under President Trump, but he takes credit for three that actively started during his administration, right? So it's so hilarious. Also, guys, this is my backup. Don't tag it. It's just me. It's another account. So Donald Trump, there has been no new wars since his active administration, yet Donald Trump actively calls the escalation between Israel and Iran the 12-day war. He calls it a 12-day war that occurred. Guess what? 12-day war that occurred in June. He also takes credit for ending the war between India and Pakistan, which he didn't have any involvement in. And he also takes credit for ending the war between fucking Thailand and Cambodia. So can you try and explain to me again how there's been no new wars when he takes credit for three that actively started under his current administration?
There's been no new wars under President Trump.
Lies.
From America. Oh, there hasn't been.
Did we drop bombs on Iran? 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 It's a simple yes or no question. Did we drop bombs on Iran?
Did we drop on? Oh, yes, we did. And
we
listen,
did.
We should
Wow. So, oh my God, no.
We should turn Iran into
Sorry, we are not doing that here. We are not wishing death on an entire we are not wishing death on an entire population. That's fucked up. Y'all are so fucking crazy. Dude, seek help. I'm sorry to say that this is, was a little much. So, guys, here's why I bring that up, right? So when people want to use this trope about no new wars, okay? There's a significant issue with that. All right? Donald Trump himself says that these wars that occurred while Biden was president, even though there was no American involvement, right? Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Gaza, that those are all Biden's fault simply from the fact that they occurred while Joe Biden was sitting in the Oval Office. Well, by that same token, then the three wars that I mentioned were also Donald Trump's fault simply for the fact that he was sitting within the Oval Office. It does not require American involvement. According to Donald Trump, at least not when he's president, it doesn't require American involvement. Interesting. I will say I was actually impressed that he managed to stay quiet for 3 minutes. That was impressive. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Hello? Did you calm down?
Hello?
Oh, my bad. I thought you were the other guy. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello!
Dude, when I hang up on you once, but then I also hang up on you twice, that's me
Now it's
saying
three.
you know. Thank you for calling MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 32.
Cool. And are you still supporting Trump?
I'm honestly, I'm gonna be like 100% honest with you. I kind of saw your podcast like just recently, and I was watching the last two people you had talking on here, and I don't know. Sounds like they were, I don't know, drinking a little bit. I'm probably a little bit closer to your age, and we could have probably like a real discussion, which might be a little bit different from, I guess, what the norm is, what you have to deal with on a daily basis. I wouldn't say that I support everything that Donald Trump does or says, but I don't know, like a part of me watching a lot of what you're talking about is a little disingenuous, I'd say, because I think that when it comes to politics, when it comes to presidents, when it comes to political people in general, they all lie. For instance, like who would you say was the best Democratic president recently? I'm pretty sure you'd probably say Barack Obama.
So here's why I'm gonna help you out with why that doesn't work. Okay, so
Sure.
by somebody saying, well, they all lie, it's giving an excuse, right? It's saying that it's okay because somebody else has done it. It's okay to actively do it, for fucking Trump to actively do it. Okay. And so, with that being the case, I inherently disagree. We don't get to excuse the behavior just because somebody else has done it. Also, Donald Trump is a prolific liar when we know that, and this has been fact checked by multiple sources, that just within his first term of presidency, he told over 30,000 lies, which is the most that we've seen. Yeah. And he's also been telling lies that actively hurt American citizens within his current administration, such as tariffs bring back manufacturing jobs to America. And what did we see from the recent jobs report? That the United States has actually lost 70,000 jobs in just 2025. 78,000 manufacturing jobs in 2025. We are harming Americans.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's 30,000 lies is crazy. But really quick, honestly, the point that I was making isn't that all politicians lie, so it's okay that Donald Trump lies. I'm just saying that I think it's disingenuous to make it seem as if this is something abnormal. I honestly, when it comes to
That's
politics,
not what I'm doing. So unfortunately, that's not what I'm doing.
Both sides are.
I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you because
both sides are liars. And when it comes
Stop.
down to it, the
Stop.
American people.
Are you able to stop and have self-control, or you just wanted to hear yourself talk?
No, I mean, I'm trying to. You were giving a lot of talk time.
And this is my show, and you're also miscategorizing my show. So, let's be clear. I am not here to convince the person on the line. Okay? I am not here to convince the person that's on the line, right? What I am here to do is to show the cognitive dissonance that we see with MAGA voters and MAGA supporters who are incapable of even naming 3 coherent lies that Donald Trump has told in his current administration. And then when I point out the lie, and then I would even show them proof, right? Specifically about no tax on Social Security, and it's nowhere within the one big beautiful bill, they still deflect and deny, which is showing that they have an inherent disability at the moment to not acknowledge the truth. And that is an issue. This is something. Because there's people
on both sides that do the same.
I don't really care about your feelings, bro. Alan, you're a little fucking weirdo over on TikTok. You changed your name because people were recognizing you, but you didn't change your profile picture or your username. You think I can't read? Alan, you didn't vote for Trump. You are a special needs education worker, supposedly, who then also says that the Department of Education needs to be dismantled, which is going to inherently hurt your students. Oh, Soroski, he changed his name to Sensible Whatever. And he's a fucking weirdo. He didn't vote for Trump, but he wants to try to come up here and talk on a MAGA, specifically MAGA support hotline. Alan, get a fucking life. You're not MAGA. This has nothing to do with you. I know you want to make everything about you, but it has nothing to do with you, which is why I booted you from my requests. No means no, but you've sat in my comments for 2 fucking hours. That's a good point, Ashcat. Maybe I will. Actually, that's a good idea. Honestly, good on you, Patricia. Good on you. That's what you need to do. Okay, thanks, Carly. Good on you, Patricia. That's not sarcasm. Like, sincerely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Paul. Saying that all politics lie is being dismissive. And that's the problem. That's why I don't accept it. Susan, keep telling yourself that. We didn't measure. Susan, I want to help you out with something. I know you weren't, Carly. You're good. Susan, we didn't measure education on an international level before then. So please, Susan, tell me, if we didn't measure it on an international level, how did it go down the tank? Susan, where'd you go? Susan, knock, knock. Hello? Are you there? Tell me. If we didn't measure it before then, what are you talking about? Wow. What a concept. Of course, Jay. Thank you for the 5. And yes, also, what a weird-ass timeline we live in. I agree. It's a fucking weird-ass timeline. All right. Tiki-talkie, don't go anywhere for a second. I'm going to mute for a moment. So don't go anywhere. Stick around 1 second. Okay. Over on YouTube and Twitch, unfortunately, it's that time of the night where I do have to call it quits. Twitch, if you guys are new here and you haven't been here before, like Ruger, I see you in the chat. You sent your first time chat ever. Guys, if you're new on Twitch, this is the first time you've run across me, hit that follow button up at the top. Make sure your notifications are on so you know that when I go live. I will not be live tomorrow for any stream. Okay? Tomorrow is my day off. It is for date night, guys. And so over on YouTube, guys, you hit that subscribe button. It's a little bit different from follow, but it's basically the same thing. It's just called it differently. And there is no guest Dirk right now, because it's just me talking. And so, yeah, if you are new over on the YouTube streets, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so that you know when I go live. I will not be live tomorrow. Thank you to everyone for all of the super chats. Thank you, Jay, for becoming a new member and then sending out a total of 10 new memberships. I appreciate it oh so much. Thank you guys for being here. And I will see you guys on Saturday at some point. Okay, bye, guys.